So about a week ago, I did a post responding to Dell, basically telling their employees that they needed to come back to the office or they weren't going to get promoted. Number one, I just think saying that out loud is crazy, especially at a big company like Dell, which is obviously going to get media response. But a lot of people are like, well, Dell has the right to. And the issue isn't whether or not Dell has the right to tell employees they're not going to get promoted. It's more them just going back on what they said a couple of years ago. This is an article from somebody high up at Dell, and it basically says the new normal perspective on what's to come and how we'll adapt. And it's basically an article talking about how remote work is here to stay and why it's a better thing and how people are actually more productive. And right here, he even says the remote workforce is here to stay, and then just talks about how amazing Dell is doing with the whole remote work situation. And this is where we find the problem. This is just so hypocritical. And so when your employees have heard this 4 years ago, and now you're going back on it and saying, actually, remote work's useless, we need people back into the office, all that does is it just makes your organization look like you really don't know what you're talking about and you're not telling the truth. This doesn't help with corporate trust. People already don't trust corporations, and when corporations go back on the things that they said and employees see that, it just adds to this huge problem. If you want to get people to go back to the office, you really need to build a case of why they need to. Otherwise, people are going to choose all of the benefits of remote work and choose to stay remote.